So recently I've had a few people ask me about the manufacturing process, the design, the inspiration behind these football shirts. Rather than answer them individually, I thought I'd just explain the entire process, start to finish, all the different steps that was required to end up with a finished product. Back when I first started Gully Glow, I had no idea about any of this, and obviously there were videos online, but it was hard to find a decent one. I gave you step-by-step instructions on how to get from start to finish. Now, a lot of this stuff you are gonna figure out yourself along the way, and it comes with practice, comes with failures. What's worked for me, might not work for every single person, but this is just my experience of how things went down, how all the little things I needed to do to get to this finished product. As you can see, there's one right there. That was our first sample, which we'll be coming up to in a minute. Anyway, if you're wondering why I'm sat on this moldy, grim, old leather sofa from the Addams Family set, this was actually a prop we used in one of our shoots for one of our releases. But it's actually really comfy and it looks quite cool, so I'm gonna use it. So let's get into it with step number 1. So like all products, you start with some form of inspiration, an idea, a thought. That's all it starts with, is a thought. Football shirts have always been quite big in streetwear and fashion, and we really wanted to put our own spin on it. The second part of part 1 is the inspiration and finding a meaning behind the thing you're making. And for me, I've always been a massive fan of Ronaldinho. He was the reason I liked playing football when I was a kid. All the skills and dribbling, that for me, that was almost cooler than scoring a goal or whatever. I just found him so entertaining to watch. And for any football fans out there, he played for AC Milan, which, if you don't know, have a red and black striped kit very similar to our one. So that was a big inspiration for me, watching him when I was younger, when I was growing up. So that was the route I wanted to go down. I wanted to take inspiration from that AC Milan shirt from that year and put our own Gully Glow spin on it. So the inspiration was set, the idea was set, we're ready to go. So step 2 is a design process. Now this took quite a while. I had an iPad, I had Procreate. I spent hours just sketching multiple types of football shirts, the collars, the fit, the sleeves, the logos, the designs. I've got probably about 10 to 15 different football shirt designs on my iPad right now. But that was important in deciding which one I liked. Now, we had a lot to choose from, and personally for me, reaching out to my boys, my closest, they're all football fans, and their opinion really matters to me when it comes to making something I know that they're gonna like and gonna want to put on and wear and be proud of it. I reached out to them, sent them the various different designs. I'd say 90% of the votes were this design. Another big part of the design process was when we met our manufacturers, which I will get onto in a minute. They had loads and loads of different styles of football shirts, football jerseys, American jerseys, so on and so forth. I don't know, is that the right word? They had loads of different styles. One of my main design features with these football shirts was getting the right collar. A lot of football shirts, I love the design, the collar just doesn't sit right, it's too low, it's too tight. I feel like it makes the football shirt. If you get a good collar on a football shirt, that is the inspiration of the vintage football shirts with the collars and everything. So we went to this manufacturer, they had loads of different ones. I picked 1 or 2 that we liked the look of and we merged them together. The collar came out perfect, it's exactly what I wanted. Looks so clean and I feel like it makes the football shirt what it is. So the design was ready to go. All we needed to do now was find someone who could make it. And that leads me nicely onto step 3, finding the manufacturer. Finding someone who could make this, someone who could bring my idea to life. Let me have a sip of my lovely coffee. One thing that really helped with finding a good manufacturer, one that we could trust and we know would make the best quality item that we could, was going to Source Fashion Show in London, which is a manufacturer convention at the London Olympia. Now this is ideal because you can see their stuff in person. You don't have to rely on dodgy photos where you can't really see what the quality's like, what the fit's like, what the feel of it. With this, all their products are laid out. You can go there, you can try them on, you can feel them, you can speak to them in person about them and really pick their brains and see if they're the right manufacturer for you. This was really important with something like a football shirt. A lot of jerseys, football shirts, can be really bad quality, thin, itchy, uncomfortable, not fitting right. So one of my main things with this football shirt was quality. We wanted you to receive it, put it on and think, wow, like it really stands out from anything else you own. So seeing their stuff in person was ideal because we could feel the different types of jersey they had, the different weights, the fabrics, and really speak to them about what they offer and what they can provide us and how they can make what we want come to life, essentially. So we met up with our manufacturer, told them what we wanted, we exchanged the details, and then it was time to get to work with creating the tech pack, which is step number 4. So like I said, step 4 is creating the tech pack. Now this is arguably the most important step of the manufacturing process. You want to write down everything. And when I say everything, I mean absolutely everything. The smallest little details to the biggest details. Fabric, feel, the sizing chart, the print finish, everything. This is one of the most tedious things about the process. However, like I said, it is so important. So make sure you're getting that tech pack right the first time. So then you don't have to be going back and forth with your manufacturer. You can just send it to them. They might ask a few questions. You receive a sample. It's exactly what you wanted because you've written everything on there, so they can't get it wrong, essentially. Well, I say that, it's not always that way. But in this example. So then once you've sent the tech pack and they start making the sample, then I said tech pack is the most tedious part, but I'd say step number 5 is the most tedious part, which is simply just waiting. Now this can feel like a lifetime. It might only be 3-4 weeks, but when you're so excited to get that sample, it just drags. Wake up every day, checking your emails, checking your messages from the manufacturer, hoping to see a message saying that it's been sent out or it's on its way. And it doesn't. 2-0 Chelsea. Come on, boys. Then, finally, step 6, the sample arrives. For me personally, when I'm holding that parcel in my hand and I haven't opened it yet, I am so nervous because it could have been 3, even a whole month of waiting, and you could open it and it could be terrible. But I try and go into it with a positive mindset, and because at the end of the day, it is what it is. So you open the package and it's there. The sample you've been waiting for so long. Now, this is the part where it's either terrible, or it's great, or it's just plain average. And we've had it all from terrible to amazing. With these football shirts, this is the sample that we received. It was pretty much spot on. Of course, there were minor tweaks that we needed to make, but we were so happy with how it turned out, how the fit of it, the feel, the collar. Like I said, they're the most important things to me with something like this. Put it on, and if it's actually comfy to wear, it looks good, it sits nice, the sizing charts are all right. So yeah, that was great for us. Sometimes you open them and it's not great. You know, there's quite a few things missing, stuff's not right. But that's what these samples are for, you got to remember. They're just to get the final product right. So you go back to your tech pack, tweak the bits you want to tweak, send it off, and then wait for another sample. With the football shirts, like I said, the sample was so good the first time, only a few minor things were to be tweaked, so we didn't actually need a second sample, which was great. So we could order the bulk straight away, which leads me on to step 7. Now this bit is exciting, but very anxiety inducing at the same time. You're about to part ways with a big chunk of money over to this random person that you might have never met before in hopes that they deliver you a bunch of good products. Now again, this could take anywhere from 3 to 5, 6, 7 weeks. However much you're ordering, it could take even longer. But when they finally arrive and you open up the box, everything's perfect, everything's right, you're on cloud 9. So now that you've received the bulk order, you can head out and get that sick photo shoot done. So step 8 is the marketing shoot. So for us, this is such a crucial step in the process because we really want to do this product justice by giving it a proper photo shoot. So contact your photographer, your videographer, get a date booked in, get some ideas done. A Pinterest board is always good for this sort of thing, how you want the photos to look, the scene, the accessories with the product. For example, if you're shooting a pair of jeans, what t-shirt do you want, what hoodie do you want, what accessories do you want, what shoes do you want? So make sure this is all set and ready before the day comes around, because it's going to feel like a blind panic on the day. You're running around making sure you're capturing all the content you want to capture. As long as you've got everything prepped before that day, then great. So if your photographer is as good as our photographer, then they'll have Pinterest boards made printed out, stuff to take to the shoot so they know exactly what they're doing when they get there. Shout out Chloe at Discovery on Instagram. So step number 9, release day. So this is what all those months of hard work, going back and forth with your manufacturer, photo shoots, designing, whatever, it's all gone into this big day. It can be quite difficult when you think it's going to go a certain way and then it ends up not. But you just got to believe in your product, believe in your brand, and keep putting that work in, because eventually you will get to that point. Obviously it takes a long time, but you don't get anywhere without hard work and dedication, and that is a fact. And then the sales start coming through, and probably top 3 feelings of all time, when that little Shopify logo pops up with that little cha-ching. That is one of the best feelings ever. Knowing someone rocks with your brand and actually wants to buy something from it is such a good feeling. And thank you very much to everyone who's bought something from Gully. It means a lot, really does. I can't describe it, but thank you. So that's it. You put them on sale, people are buying them, and now it's on to the next one. And this is just a process you have to repeat over and over again. You gotta love it. It's a great journey. Personally, although some parts of it are tedious and drawn out and a lot of effort, I do love it. It's great fun. When you look at that finished product, or when people are buying it from your website, you forget about all the tedious and small things that annoyed you in the past. Yeah, it's just such a good feeling. I'm not claiming to know everything there is to know about clothing brands. I'm still learning a lot myself, and you'll learn your own tips and tricks along the way, I'm sure. This is a very basic idea of step 1 to the finished product, and I hope it helps some people out there. It is a very long, drawn out process, but it's all worth it in the end. If you have any more questions, put them in the comments and I'll answer them if I can. Like I said, I don't know everything, but I want to try and help out as many people as I can. So leave them in the comments and I'll get back to them. Follow GullyClo on Instagram, gullyclo.com. You can buy all this stuff behind me. And yeah, let me know if you like this sort of content. I can always do more videos like this, diving deeper into the specific steps of the manufacturing process. So let me know if you want that. Like, subscribe, comment what you enjoy most about the process. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.